Porta potties are one of the worst products in the world. We all hate porta potties. And it's been just a really nascent industry that hasn't seen much innovation for many decades now. And also, you have this platform where people are collecting waste in containers and they're driving it around. And, you know, for us, when you boil it all down, the way that we manage waste in the backcountry and the way that we manage waste at Wasted is all rooted on the reality that your urine is full of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. And those three nutrients are the building blocks for all of the synthetic fertilizers that we use in agriculture today. And so just that fact, right? And so if we want to access that stream and we want to be able to pull those nutrients and recover those nutrients from that stream, portable sanitation becomes an interesting platform because you have access to it. It's in container, you can drive it around and you can bring it to a treatment facility where instead of treating it, you're recovering it, right? And you're recovering those nutrients to put towards beneficial end use. And so, you know, in the back country, we're using those principles to reincorporate it directly back into nature. But in the front country, we can really intentionally place those nutrients. And yeah, how much different is it than manure? I don't know, right?
Well, and you pointed out to me in our pre-call too that like the system is already there. It's like tremblingly ready for an innovation. Like you just said, you're collecting it, you're transporting it. I mean, people are on both ends of that. So we just have to add one step where we take it somewhere and make it useful.
Yeah. So in Burlington, we have about right now 200 or so porta potties that are out in the market. And that's anywhere where you would see, you know, a blue box today, but instead it's orange and it's Wasted. And it has a little graphic inside that teaches you about the circular sanitation economy. And we collect urine in those porta potties that we pump and separately from the rest of the waste. And we bring it back to our facility and we turn it into a few different fertilizer products that then we use with local farm partners. And that's kind of how we're starting to build this movement towards circularity on the platform of portable sanitation. And those are our potties with purpose right there.
So then there's the circular economy that you just mentioned. This is a word that I'm not sure most people are just super familiar with, but it's something because of the interviews that I do, because of all the writing we do about innovation. I believe in the next 10 years, it will be the way we do things, and we will look at the old way we did things and be mortified. But talk to us about this circularity, because that's what's coming. It's this notion, I'm sure Taylor can explain it better than I can, where we don't think of a system anymore, anything on this planet being created and then thrown away. There really is no away. We are spaceship Earth.
Yeah.
And so the whole circular economy thing is that you don't create anything that you can't keep a constant continual loop on. But tell us how your notion about that. That's just my goofy explanation.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because when I talk about this work, I always think about as a child, right? At some point, we probably asked our parents when we flushed the toilet, like, where does it go? Where does my poop go, Mom? And the answer is away. And exactly what you just said, where is away? There is no away. It doesn't just magically disappear. We have to manage it. And we have, as humans, started to live in a very linear paradigm. We make something from nothing, we use it, we throw it away. And we think of it as very linear. But there's an opportunity, like you said, to bring that circle back around. And I think a really visceral version of that is within our own bodies. And my sort of theory of change here is that if you can get people to understand circularity and sustainability through their own metabolism, the way that we're talking about it Wasted, that you can really get them to connect to circularity more broadly and help with a paradigm shift that's not only in sanitation, but that kind of spans across our livelihoods and across our culture. But, you know, we eat food as humans, and that food goes through our digestive tract and it is going to come out the other side. And that waste is either going to go magically away, or we're going to pull those resources back around, turn it into safe and effective fertilizers, and then use that to make more food. And so it's this really just sort of intuitive thing where you're like, wow, okay, my human metabolism is part of this greater natural metabolism where food comes in and nutrients that I didn't need come out, and it can go back into the earth. And this isn't like a new, people call our business innovative. And of course, we're bringing an innovative approach, but this idea isn't innovative. This is, ancient wisdom. This is what humans did for a long, long, long time before we, went through the Industrial Revolution. So I think it's like using our current technology to go back to that understanding of what humans' role is in the natural ecosystem. We too often view ourselves as above and outside of nature, but we are part of it, and our systems, our body systems, are part of it. And so really wanting to connect people back to that at the most fundamental biological level, so that then it can extend to the rest of sort of the philosophical level.
Well, I tell you, I think particularly your generation and the younger generation below you, you guys really want to have a net positive impact in everything you do. I think my generation just didn't grow up thinking of themselves as part of the natural world.
Mm-hmm.
But your generation and younger folks younger than you have such a notion that I believe you guys are capable of making sanitation and porta potties kind of lovable.
Mm-hmm. I hope so. Yeah, that's a word that we actually use. We talk about making our porta potties sustainable and lovable and scalable, and that's kind of how we view it all. And I want people to not think of porta potties as the grossest product ever anymore. I think we can do a lot to change that also along the way.